Hi folks, this is Jay from Neat, from my very hot shed at the start of the summer heatwave. We're going to be going through the new Neat firmware. This is Neat OS 26.3 with a whole heap of new features, so we'll take you through those one by one. So first up is the ability to present HDMI audio out to the HDMI on the Gen 2 bars and boards. Now, something that's really been asked for is the ability to have all of the distributed microphones from Neat. So maybe a bar or a board at the front of the room, a Neat center, 1, 2, 3 perhaps in a really large room, and also the Neat pad as well. This is really good microphone and coverage for the space. But the audio all comes from the bar or the board at the front of the room, and it might be your acoustics or something really needs some more uplift in the space. What this now gives you the ability to do is to take the audio that would be going to the speakers out from the bar, now present it to the HDMI out too, so you can now de-embed that. So actually I've got one of these little de-embedders off the market. So essentially we go HDMI into that unit there, and then I've got the phono out, so I'm actually converting it to an analog signal. That then means that we can go to a distributed amplifier or something like that, and that means you've got loads of good uplift. Now there is some really nice options here. So you can either have the audio go out from the bar, which is what we recommend, and then we can then uplift that with some ceiling speakers or speakers around the space. And that's really nice because you get that directional audio from the front of the room and some uplift as well. But we also now in the interface have the ability where if you turn on this HDMI audio output, you can also disable the speakers in the Neat device as well. So then you can only use those speakers that your amplifier is plugged into, or your distributed Activate speakers or something like that. Now, something that really good to clarify is that within a call, if you actually go into the call, as long as this is set up, so you set up your levels for your amplifier, essentially when you go up and down volume within Teams or Google Meet or Zoom or even BYOD mode, you can see that volume adjustment will then happen to those connected external speakers. Okay, so that's really important. So you now don't need a DSP in order to have full audio output to third-party speakers. You can have all of the distributed Neat microphones and cameras around the space, and then importantly as well, that also keeps the USB-C port available on the device for if you want to use it with BYOD, which will also still work with this method. Neat devices can now connect to WPA3 and 6 gig Wi-Fi networks. One big advantage of this is that you connect to 6 gig band on modern access points where WPA3 is mandatory. Also note that mixed WPA2, 3 SSIDs now work as expected, so you don't need to reconfigure your APs for Neat devices. Another new feature is that we now support easier 802.1x enterprise network setup. So you can now go to remote access of any of the devices over local IP. It's actually really easy now because you can also go to Neat Pulse, turn on remote access, assign your password, and then you can copy and paste the IP addresses from Neat Pulse to get access to the devices locally. But the really good thing is as well, you no longer need a Python script interface to set up 802.1x. So you can now simplify that deployment by going onto the user interface. This works on Wi-Fi, it works on internet, and you can upload full certificate chains as a single PEM bundle or use the SCEP for automated certificate provisioning and renewal. So essentially, you can go onto the device, you can click on your 802.1x configuration setup and enter in all of the credentials that are required, even uploading those certificates as well. We also have expanded language support again with this release, so we're introducing Swedish and Japanese into the interface. This affects obviously the applications for the end users and going through the pads on the boards and everything, and also the menu controls within the device. So we can see on this board 50 behind me, we're running English. It says add to this room with a meeting of your personal device. We're now going to go to Neat Pulse. We're going to change the time language, here to, in this case, let's go down to Swedish. And we will see here on the board as well, it will refresh and it's all in Swedish. Again, I'm not going to try and pronounce that again. And then let's go up to Japanese and we'll see all of those characters changing. Really, really simple. Everything here is in Japanese, including all the icons. And again, if we go into the menus, we can see everything's in Japanese as well. I'm just going to put that back to English. And you can see everything kind of happens instantly as well within the menus. So that's the extended language support now available in 26.3. So the next feature is some improvements around automatic BYOD mode, bring your own device mode. So first, manual BYOD mode. How does that work? I have a single USB-C cable going from this board, called Be a Bar, to my laptop. So effectively, if I want to enable BYOD mode, it's pretty simple. I go to the swipe out menu on the bar or the board, on the pad or the board, sorry, and you can see there it's brought up the instructions. I can now plug in that cable, and you will see as it plugs in the cable, it will then connect with a nice new animation on here, and there's my Zoom client ready to do the call. So I can even enable the cameras, and there we are, we're good to go. But if I want to come out to bring your own device mode, I can either just disconnect that laptop, but you'll see, because I'm in manual bring your own device mode, it still comes up with this menu. So basically first, I can press exit BYOD mode with the new button there, and it'll take me back to Microsoft Teams rooms. But next, we're going to turn on automatic BYOD mode, which is how we recommend it really. Let's turn that on, and it gives us some more of those same options. But we're in Teams rooms. Now I don't need to press a button at all. I can just plug in a cable, as long as I'm not in a call. If I'm in a call already, it'll just share that content into the call. But I'm not in a call, I'm just going to plug in my cable to my laptop, and you'll see it will connect to the cable, and then it will launch into bring your own device mode. Again, I can turn on my video, and it will start doing the video traffic there and the audio and everything like that. Disconnect that again, and you'll see it will go back to Microsoft Teams rooms very, very quickly. Now the difference is now with automatic BYOD mode, we put some manual buttons if you want them while the cable's still connected. So let's plug that cable back in again, and you'll see it will connect to that cable, and bring your own device mode will be ready to connect. But we'll turn on the camera again just so we know that that's working in Zoom. Next, what we will do is swipe, and you'll see there's the button from BYOD mode is actually there available in the swipe out. Again, same on the board, same on the pad. We can actually come out of that, and it will go into regular screen sharing into the Teams call. I can stop that. You can see we're in Teams mode. Start sharing, stop sharing. But my cable's still connected. I'm in automatic BYOD mode. I can still swipe out and jump back in. Now, what happens if somebody disconnects that cable? It's just going to prompt you and say, are you sure? Because there's been lots of changes here. So basically you can clearly see now on the screen and on the pad as well, it says exit BYOD mode. We will exit that and it'll go back to that. It won't show you that screen if somebody's just been unplugging or replugging cables. It's purely because you've been interacting with it, you've been turning BYOD on and off, so you get that kind of reassuring question at the end there. So that's the changes to automatic BYOD mode. That's a very quick overview of all the new features available in 26.3. So this is rolling out as at the moment. If you have any questions at all, just reach out to us, or you can go to neat.no for all the product overviews and lots of information there, and also support.neat.no for all the technical help that you might need on the devices. Thanks very much.